Thank you very much, Adrian. I know that during the dry summer weeks we get into different things to entertain us. There's been a plethora of footballers getting involved in big TV shows. Deeney's tearing it up on Celebrity SAS. Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank and Karen Carney are switching boots for the ballroom on Strictly. They always want McCoist on I'm a Celeb, and if he hadn't got engaged recently, I'm sure it was odds on that Jamie O'Hara was going to turn up on Love Island one day. But if you really want passion, intrigue, quick feet and a bit of a soap opera, the best reality entertainment you can get comes from the wonderful Premier League. The last of 10 opening round matches is underway on TalkSport. Leeds United in white, Everton in blue, and a steaming tackle from Tim Irabunam in the middle of the park sets the tone early on. There is a roar around the stadium. There is harassment going on from the Leeds midfield. There is intensity to the first few seconds, and Aaron Lennon and Troy Deeney are in the commentary box, and Leeds usually get off to a fast start, and this atmosphere, Troy, certainly helps.
Yeah, it's fantastic, and you see there already getting into Keane's head. Simple pass 5 yards to the left hand side, overcooks it, and this fan base get up. We spoke about it in the build up. Leeds will want to get physical, be going forward as quickly as possible, and a few tackles will set this fan base off, but they can't be ducking out of challenges. They've got to be able to get after them, and what Everton have to do is settle it as quickly as they can, do the opposite, which is turn them, make them face their own box, and dampen this crowd down as quickly as possible.
I'll run through the 2-11s for you in just a second. It will be fascinating to see the style that Leeds United employ. Last season it was attacking with gay abandon, crosses from quick, fast, dynamic wingers, hence why they scored so many goals. They dominated possession, they pressed high up the pitch. They might have to be a little bit altered in their approach this time around, and that might be why they signed so many giants. Here's Gudmundsson, one of their signings, over on the far side, left full-back position, ball sent forward into the path of Stack, another one of their new signings, who bounds forward and does well despite the intervention of Tarkowski. Feeds Nonto over on the far side. Irabunam holds him up. Everton get back possession, but Nonto is very quickly on to Jake O'Brien in the right fullback position. The pressure is on. The ball deflects behind for a goal kick, Aaron Lennon. But that's the kind of thing that this Leeds United crowd want to see.
That's exactly that. It's what they want to see. A fast start from Leeds. I just want Willie Gunnar to pick the ball up there. He's 1v1 with O'Brien. He has to go run at him directly and try and take him down the line, but he loses it, wins it straight back, and gets this crowd going.
High press is on from Leeds United. Dan James trying to put pressure on Michael Keane, who's playing today really because Branthwaite is injured. No, Jared Branthwaite for a month or so because of a hamstring injury. Picked up by Tanaka, sending it down the right side. Watched by James Garner, who's an emergency left back today. Just wonder whether or not with the team selection and with the bench that David Moyes is sending a little bit of a message to those on high. The Leeds United 11 looks like this. Lucas Perry is their goalkeeper. Right back is Jayden Bogle, Roden, Strauch and Gudmundsson are the back four. Tanaka, Ampadu and Stack in midfield. Ampadu will sit, the other two will be allowed to go and join the attack of James, Pirro and Nonto. As far as Everton are concerned, it's Jordan Pickford in goal. He's wandering with the ball at his feet into the midway part of the Everton half. He's lifted the ball high out towards the right-hand side, where O'Brien's got high up from right back, and he's linked with Charlie Alcaraz. Feeds it back to O'Brien down the right side of the box. He hits it against the defender. There was an offside flag up against O'Brien, and a free kick will be given in the left full-back position to Leeds United. So it's Pickford in goal, O'Brien, Tarkowski, Keane and Garner, Gay and Irabunam, Alcaraz, Dewsbury Hall making his debut, and Njai behind Beto, who was fascinating listening to David Moyes actually saying he couldn't get in the team, Beto, before I turned up, and then he ended up being a bit of a hero for us.
Yeah, he had a good year at Udinese. They thought they brought him in. He's a little bit lightweight at times for me, but he looks like somebody that needs an arm around him. He's got physically, his attributes are great. 6'3", 6'4", strong, can run, but it's whether he's in the moment. And I feel like David Moyes is such a good man manager that he's able to get a little bit extra out of him. And obviously as a striker, once you start scoring, you just feel like you're never going to stop. But he has to start really well this year because he's got some competition now with Barry in as well.
Ball back to Lucas Perry, who actually I think he kicked that ball upfield, but you know he's got this technique where sometimes he punches it from his hand. He kicked that ball an absolute mile.
That was some strike, by the way. That was honestly 70 yards honestly, perfect strike for him. So I don't think we'll be seeing him punching it today.
Gudmundsson travels down the left. He's tight to the touchline far side. In Everton's half of the field, into Nonto. Low cross into the box, takes a deflection, comes forward to Pirro, and Pickford comes out and smothers it and deflects it behind and away for the first corner of the game. Excellent goalkeeping from Jordan Pickford. Good move involving Nonto down the left-hand side. His ball into the box wasn't dealt with by Keane, and it came through to Pirro on the edge of the 6-yard box, but Pickford was there.
Yeah, poor from James Tarkowski, but it's excellent from Leeds. Willie Nonto on that left-hand side, putting on his right foot, just putting the ball in. It's not a great ball, but it asks the question of James Tarkowski. Doesn't do well, but it's great from Pickford. Gets there for Pirro, and that's going to get this Leeds crowd up.
Corner into the near post, flicked on at the near post towards the head of Tanaka, and it's away by O'Brien, who was standing in front of him. James has won it back by the byline, cross into the box. Pickford manages to get up high and stop Strout from reaching it, and he saves Everton again. It's been a fast start from Leeds United. They've looked threatening in the opening 5 minutes, but it's Leeds United 0, Everton 0.
Everton have looked poor though. They've looked a little bit off it. Spoke about it all week. First game of the season, you can be a little bit rusty, but I think that not having a left back, and Michael Keane just epitomised it there. It's his second touch of the game, and both touches have put it out. 4 touch. He's got to be better, but he just feels a little bit disjointed, a little bit of, some people want to play, some people want to get in behind. It just doesn't look right, does it, Az?
It doesn't look right at all. Everton have started so shaky here, especially down this left-hand side, and Leeds have got to jump all over this. This is where you've got to capitalise. This is where you need to get on top, and this is where you've got to take your chances.
Well, Everton condemned Leeds to relegation on the final day of the season 2 years ago. Not that Leeds really hold much of a grudge about that. They had already made their bed with some strange managerial appointments that pushed them down relegation road way before that. They now have Daniel Farke, for whom it's a big season. Here's Bogle down the right-hand side, played in by James. He just runs out a bit of room, and it ends up travelling over the byline and out for a goal kick away to our right-hand side. But again, targeting that left-back area where James Garner had jumped out of his slot, and Iliman Ndiaye had to go careering back to try and track Jayden Bogle.
Everton have got a problem down his left-hand side. I'm telling you, because Michael Keane doesn't want to come across also. So Garner doesn't know whether to come or go. Bogle's overlapping. Keane doesn't want to come across. They've got to keep targeting this area.
And they're both right-footed as well. So naturally they go inside the pitch. So even when they've got the ball, it's very easy for Leeds to set a trap with the press. But he's just gone down the opposite side to Tarkowski, played it straight to Willie Nonto. Unfortunately, his touch wasn't great. Goes out for a throw-in. They just can't build any rhythm at this moment in time, Everton, and it's the opposite that I was expecting. I was expecting Everton to turn it, make Leeds face their own goal, but they're actually playing into Leeds' hands.
Well, they've given the ball away again, and Garner has given it straight to Pirro, and James tried to thread it forward, but Erabunam was there, and so was Garner Gay, and Garner Gay snatched it. Everton got possession back just on the edge of their own penalty area, and they'll look to build again, but they haven't settled yet. Here is Dewsbury Hall, one of his first touches of the ball, touching it infield to Charlie Alcaraz, who's travelled in from the right side to get involved in the middle now. He's just short of the halfway line, left of centre. He plays it infield and finds the muscular Tarkowski, who ambles up to the halfway line, being tracked by Pirou. He keeps moving forward and tries to take on Nonto. Starts to try and dribble past off of the Leeds United team, and that's never really going to be his game, and Anton Stack goes diving in and deflects the ball out for a throw-in over on the far side. Anton Stack, who is the poster boy of the new signings in the Harlem midfield side from Hoffenheim. He has scored against Premier League opposition before. It was against Spurs in the Europa League, so I'm not entirely sure it counts last season. Only joking, Aaron.
But unfortunately though, you're looking at the midfield of Everton, and it's just lopsided. They've got Ndiaye on this left hand side who's holding his width. Then you've got, of the 5, you've got 4 of them that are centre midfielders, so they're all coming in and narrowing the space, and there's no outlet. So some of the David Moyes is going to have to try and get sorted as quickly as possible. But with the game being so high energy and turning it round, they have to just start lifting it for Beto to chase a couple of balls, because everything is for Leeds at the moment to come forward and press in front.
Gudmundsson with a crunching challenge over on the far side. 9 minutes gone. It's Leeds 0, Everton 0. It's been a good start for the team that smashed up the Championship last season and registered 100 points. They won the title ahead of Burnley just about. Everton finished 13th, but 9 of their 48 points came in the immediate period after David Moyes was appointed in January, and another 9 came in the final 3 games of the season. For large periods, they were languishing. And Jordan Pickford taking all the time in the world over this goal kick. And the new rule about the 8 seconds, by the way, only applies when it's in his hands, not when he's doing the goal kick.
That's another rule that the refs made. It was made loads of sense, didn't it?
Stop moaning about the refs. Here is Pirro, edge of the area, trying to get his shot away. He does that as he turns James Tarkowski and Michael Keane. He ran at Keane and then had him backpedaling. He was in so much space when the ball came to him because Everton just gave it up so sloppily, and his shot took a deflection. It goes out for another corner to Leeds.
There's huge gaps in Everton's midfield here. They're all over the place here at the minute. They've not got started whatsoever. There's no balance in that midfield, and Leeds are finding the space. They've just got to take one of these chances now.
Corner kick on this near side. Anton Stack is going to take it. Right-footed, he delivers it into the middle of the 6-yard box. It's headed away by Beto, collected by Njai, but Stack puts him under pressure. Njai manages to retain it, looks to nudge it back into the path of Garner, and from the byline, deep inside Everton territory, he tries to hack it clear. Bogle sends it back with interest. Header won by Pirro. It's going to be Garner, who didn't really know what to do with it, then decided to turn it away and get it onto his chest, but his left-footed ball forward was immediately blocked by Dan James, and it goes out for a throw-in in the left fullback position. David Moyes was actually quite spiky in his pre-match press conference. He was a little bit unhappy about the news of Jared Branthwaite's injury getting out early, and he said there's someone in the camp that's giving out information, and he was a little bit irritated about that. He said, I'm sure the insider will be unearthed. But at the moment, he's going to be a little bit spiky about the way his team has started, Troy.
Yeah, he should be worrying about what information's going from his mouth to these players' ears, because that's the one that's not getting through at this moment in time. Everyone is literally coming to the ball. And again, Aaron Lennon right beside me here, his game was to come short and run in behind. It gives defenders, it kills them, and everything's in front now. So you're inviting this Leeds team to just see everything that's coming, no threat in behind, so you can be more aggressive in your press, and you're going to win it back.
Gudmundsson over halfway, sending it down the left, looking for Nonto. Across goes Jake O'Brien and squeezes the ball out to the far touchline, but Nonto keeps him under pressure. The clearance actually didn't go out of play, and it was picked up by Pascal Strike, and it's sent forward by Tanaka. Wide on the left, the ball now with Stack, back in field to Nonto again. And into Stack to Gudmundsson, and Leeds playing triangles around Everton, and Nonto's got away down the left-hand side of the deflection. Comes off the defender who was backpedaling and managed to slide in and nudge it behind. Tim Irabun doing a very good job of tracking the run of Nonto, who immediately managed to evade both midfield players, Alcaraz and Irabunum, but he put on the afterburners and managed to catch up with him just about before he delivered a deadly cross. It's another corner.
Another great chance for Leeds. Great play by Gudmundsson and Willie Gunnar. We've got to get the ball to these wide areas. There's huge problems out here now.
Ball collected by Stack after the corner was taken to the edge of the area for Nonto to return it to him. It didn't really work out, but he's managed to turn it round the corner. Nonto with a lovely touch and release Stack again, and Beto's had to come back and shuffle it behind once more, and the pressure just turns up another couple of notches, and the Leeds crowd behind the goal in the Norman Hunter stand, attacking the goal away to our right in this first half, are seeing all of the action.
But weirdly though, this will be good for Everton. Everton are good at set pieces, they've got big players, so they're kind of giving up the wide areas to cross. It's on Leeds to have that little bit of quality now to just pick somebody out, and these are going to be big moments.
Ball in from the left-hand side in towards the edge of the penalty area. It's headed away, comes back out to James, who gets onto his left foot, blocked by Charlie Alcaraz, and then pinched by Ampadu, tidies up for the Leeds United midfield. They look fit, they look sharp, they look full of hunger, Leeds United. They've started at a good pace with real intensity to their game. Especially looking at those set-piece stats earlier on today, and they weren't very good actually from set pieces at either end of the ground. 10 championship teams scored more goals from set pieces last season than Leeds United. The lowest proportion in the division, 13.7% of Leeds goals coming from set pieces. Here on the left-hand side, Nonto trying to win another one. He does off Jake O'Brien. At the other end of the pitch, they conceded a third of their goals from set pieces, so that's certainly been something they've been trying to improve on over the course of the summer, and maybe because they've been recruiting a load of giants, it might well improve.
Yeah, and obviously it's like Arsenal, you've got to have someone who can deliver a ball well, and you've got to want players who want to go and head the ball. Hopefully they've recruited that, because we do all this stuff about set pieces. It's about a good delivery and someone wanting to actually head the ball.
Not about the set piece, coach, no?
Absolutely not. No murals around here.
So far, the quality's not been good enough for Leeds. Like you said, they've had numerous corners, but that's not a
Here's
bad
a good one towards the far post, and Strauch is trying to get on the end of it, and he just manages to glance it off the back of his head. It goes wide and out towards the corner flag. Back in by James, into the area, drops on the edge of the box. Good monster with the effort, it takes a deflection, goes in the air. Tanaka back across the face to go ahead of the goalkeeper. Was there a handball there? Well, the referee is suggesting that we play on here, but Leeds are really ramping it up in front of the Norman Hunter stand, and they've got Everton on the back foot, and Everton look rattled.
Every single Everton player, from your most experienced in Jordan Pickford, now flapping at balls, coming out there for a ball he could never ever get, just creating panic. This is getting this Leeds fans up, and as you can hear, this noise is fantastic.
It's absolutely rocking in here now, and Everton are playing into Leeds' hands. They look miles off it. Leeds look fitter, they look sharper, they look stronger, and like I said, they've got to capitalise on this now.
Picked up by Stack, sends it wide towards the right. It's a first time ball by Bogle into the box, which is dealt with by Tarkovsky, and him, Keane and O'Brien have had to get through a lot of work in the opening 15 minutes of the game. It's probably feeling like a very long 15 minutes for David Moyes and for Everton. Everton don't have a great record against newly promoted clubs when they face them on the opening day of the season. It's happened 18 times in their history. They've only ever won twice. That might be a bit of a quirky stat, but it's a bit of encouragement for Leeds United, who don't need much.
No, and I think as well, you just don't know, you can't really see what Everton are trying to do. It looks like a 4-5-1, but it's no one's putting pressure on the ball. Every Leeds player's got 5 or 6 yards of space, and they're so casual. But the one thing I will say, Sam, when you get promoted and you come up, you look at the time now, it's 15 minutes, you go, oh my God, I'm blowing out my backside. You don't realise just how quick it is.
Especially that first game of the season. You're like, wow.
So Leeds need to capitalise on this in the next 5 or so minutes, because you would imagine Everton will settle down and this crowd will settle down as well.
Yeah, because they could blow themselves out.
Absolutely.
Well, we played 16 breathless minutes. Breathless if you're a Leeds United fan anyway. And it's still 0-0. Here's Ampadu, 10 yards short of the penalty area, trying to play the ball towards the right-hand side. Bogle loses possession. It's turned away by Alcaraz, and he travels infield into the midpoint of the Everton half, and then chucks it out towards the wide right, where it's collected by Njai. And Everton just trying to reconfigure and hold on to a little bit of possession for the first time in the match. 17 minutes gone. Ball given straight to Keane Dewsbury Hall, who was crunched by Ampadu. And Ampadu suggesting that maybe Dewsbury Hall went down a little bit too easy. And let's just go back to that corner kick, which came out. Pickford missed it. It went out to the wide right situation, and it came back in from the other side. It then bounced out towards this near touchline. And as it bounced out from the shot, I mean, Pickford went up towards it. And there's claims of handball against Michael Keane, but Pickford went up and he sort of didn't really commit to it, did he? And what was he doing with his hands there?
No, he gets... And that's the bit I don't like with him. Not that he's not a good goalkeeper, he's an exceptional goalkeeper, but he never makes you feel confident. I like my goalkeepers to be unassuming. I don't want to talk about my goalkeepers other than the fact that they made saves. And he always gives me this air of nervousness when you played with him, you tell me.
Well, that's the thing with Jordan. He always wants to be involved. He always wants to be involved, and sometimes it's not the right time. I'm like, either stay on your line or come and get it. And sometimes he gets caught in two minds.
James does brilliantly to hold off Garner, tries to feed it into the path of Piru. Doesn't quite come off for Leeds that time, and it breaks to the right hand side, but it's a white shirt who gets on it first. Bogle keeps it in and sends it long into the Everton half, and it goes all the way through to Pickford away to our right. You're listening to Leeds United 0, Everton 0. It's Talk Sport with Sky Sports, and don't forget that with Now you can stream all the Sky Sports action flexibly, like Leeds versus Everton live right now. Search Now Sports.
Interestingly, David Moyes has made a little tactical tweak as well. He's put Ndiaye on the right hand side and Alcaraz on his left, just because they were getting so overrun, and naturally Ndiaye doesn't want to do the defensive work, so give a little bit of protection to James Garner as well.
Good character, Charlie Alcaraz. He's certainly got fans in that Everton dressing room. Stack has won the ball over on the far side, but he's going to run long. Pickford's come out to get it in the right fullback position. He slipped as he hit it. It's gone straight into the stand opposite us, and it's out for a throw-in short of the halfway line. Leeds United dominating possession, dominating chances in the opening exchanges on Talk Sport tonight. It's been a rather feisty start here, and I think Everton just a little bit bewildered by what they've seen so far. Ball out on the far touchline, collected by Leeds United. And Leeds pushing for an opener here. Pick the ball up with Tanaka, 10 yards short of the area, gives it to Bogle. Bogle is challenged by Alcaraz, but it's a poor one. It's taken on by James down the right hand side. Low ball into the near post, and Peru sticks his foot out, but across comes Michael Keane, and it's cleared away by Everton and out for a throw-in.
Positive from Leeds there. Like I said, they've got to get the ball out wide. They've got to get this ball out to Dan James, and he has to be positive every single time. Get the ball, run directly at him, get your crosses in, because this is a problem for Everton.
60% possession, 4 shots so far, just the 1 on target so far for Leeds United. 39% possession for Everton, no shots at all so far. No fouls committed yet by Everton, but remember they've also had 5 corners in the first 20 minutes of this game. This is TalkSport. Monday night football. We'll bring you football in the Premier League every time it's on a Monday night. We're around the grounds tomorrow night with Adrian. He's going to Peterborough. He tried to pretend to everyone earlier on that he didn't want to go.
Have you seen how bad they've been?
Yeah,
I wouldn't either.
He still loves it.
They're still worried about that cup game that they won that no one talks about.
He talks about it. Did he get a medal? I think he did. He was wearing it. I'm sure he was.
But in all seriousness, just watching Everton, you do have to question as what they've done in pre-season. They can't see a shape. They look knackered. They look leggy.
I can't believe how on foot Everton look. They look so far off it. It's unbelievable. They've had a full pre-season and they look miles off it. And like you said, I can't see what they're playing at.
Tanaka out towards the right position. James into the penalty area. Right-footed shot. It's hit by Peru. Comes back off the defender Bogle across the face of goal. Surely an offside flag had to go up there against Bogle, because when the effort came in from Peru, clearly Bogle was in an offside position. It took a little while before the offside flag went up, but the cross from James was delivered into the box. It was a bit behind Peru. He sent it forward. Bogle was in an offside position. I was expecting the assistant to lift that flag a little bit earlier, but he didn't, and there was a little bit of panic inside the Everton box, but not for the first time.
This is where Leeds have to score for me. In these next 3 or 4 minutes, they've got to score, because they did this a lot last year in the Championship. For as well as they looked on paper with the points, they always gave you a chance to get back into the game. And in the Premier League, you can't allow that, because you have to think, even for as bad as Everton have been, they will have a moment in the game where their quality can show and they could score. You'd hate to go in now after dominating for 25 minutes, 30 minutes of the game, and Everton just go in either 0-0 or they nick one.
Yeah, I think the Sunderland result may have given them a little bit of encouragement. I mean, they're not similar, but the high energy, the intensity that they're playing with is certainly outmatching their opponents, which was the case in the game between Sunderland and West Ham at the weekend. We had to wait until October, I think, until the first of the promoted sides picked up a win last season. It's come on the opening weekend, and if things are going the way of form and momentum at this moment, we won't be too far away from our second.
But I think as well, though, the difference is Sunderland had willing runners in behind, and Everton have got none. It's some are trying to play, just as we look at it now, there's 6 in their own half trying to keep the ball, there's 4 up top trying to run. The ball breaks down and Leeds just land on it every time. Second ball, just pass it, got no pressure on the ball now, and they can just build into the game. This doesn't feel like a Premier League game for a newcomer. This feels like you're back in the Championship and you're just having a Sterling Mole on a Monday night.
Here's Nonto down the left-hand side, outpacing O'Brien, then taking him on the inside, then the outside, and he's twisting and turning, trying to get a little back heel into the path of Goodmanson, and he almost pulled it off, but it was a little bit too hefty, and he runs behind and away for a goal kick over on that left-hand side. Leeds finished the season strongly, just 1 defeat in their final 28 matches, but the Premier League is a huge step up, or it's supposed to be. It's probably why the recruitment policy is focused on physicality as well as quality. They do have Bijol to come into this team as well, and Yaka Bijol and Bonal on the bench tonight. Here is Idrissa Gana Gay, the substitutes warming up down in front of us and getting a round of applause. Jack Harrison amongst us. Actually, it's fascinating to see what sort of response Jack Harrison gets, because of course he was on loan at Everton for 2 years, and there was a little bit of discussion that maybe he wouldn't get the best of responses tonight.
I'm not sure if Enduza are aimed at him, but they well could be, because there's a lot of unhappy fans with Jack Harrison, so he's going to have to do a little bit to win them back on side.
That was 100% aimed at him, because he went down all the Everton players and started clapping and high-fiving.
I think he didn't want to go all the way down to the corner, really.
Gudmundsson plays the ball up towards the edge of the penalty area, looking for Piru. It's cleared away by Garner Gay. Tarkowski's getting a little bit frustrated. He's having words with Dewsbury Hall.
My frustration with Tarkowski and with Pickford is it's always somebody else's fault. Whenever you watch them, they're pointing, and it's them two have been shocking with the ball. Both of them. And you're laughing because you know I'm right.
Stop picking on my friends, mate. Stop picking on them.
But again, no one's playing well at this moment in time, so you need to come together. These are moments in the game where someone has to go down, and you take a couple of minutes just to, right, what are we going to do for 5? Someone take some leadership on the pitch, because it's all Leeds at the moment in time.
Ball on the right hand side, collected by Bogle. He motors forward into the advanced right back position, then turns it back to Joe Rodon, who hasn't really had much to do at the back there. He's alongside Pascal Struijk at the heart of the defence. The Dutchman moves forward and gives it infield, where it's collected now by Rodon. Ampadu, the captain, orchestrating in the middle of the park here. Ball played down the left into the path of Gudmundsson. Stack brings it back, and a little bit of calm possession for Leeds United inside their own half. Pre-season no measure, can be misleading, but Leeds did draw with Manchester United, AC Milan and Villarreal. Everton actually went through the whole of pre-season without a win. They lost 4 of their 6 friendlies. Very much looks like their pre-season did tell us a little bit of a story. Ampadu back to Struijk, into Struijk again, and then Tanaka just left of the centre circle. He's got loads of room to run into. There's no pressure on the ball as he travels forward. He's sitting a little bit deep now, Everton, just trying to stop the progress of the Leeds midfield and trying to stem the flow of the attacks that have been coming down the left and the right almost at will. Gudmundsson skips infield, Tanaka out to the left, too easy to get it into Stack. Stack lifts it high into the air and switches the play to the right. It's taken down by Dan James. He runs laterally to the edge of the area, flicks it into Nonto. It's a bit behind him, and it will go off the greasy playing surface and spiral into the Norman Hunter stand. And as dusk falls, the ball goes behind and it's away for another goal kick. But it's been all Leeds United in the opening 27 minutes. Aaron Lennon.
It's been all Leeds United. Like you said, they've had so much possession. They've been so much control here. It's unbelievable. They can't believe what's actually happening here. The Everton players are asking questions of themselves now. Alcaraz was just there having words with Pickford. The players look, Everton players look lost here. They look like they're not sure whether to come or go. The shape is all over the place. It's very imbalanced at the minute for Everton.
Why would that happen?
I'm not so sure, because I'm sure you've worked on it all week, like you said, and I'm really confused to see they've changed position 3 times now, and Dyer's come back over to this left hand side. He started over here, he went to the right, now he's back on the left. Adjuster Gay is trying to push on, and now he's dropped back in. They're trying to figure it out themselves, it looks like, at the minute.
It looks to me as well a little bit, it's taken by shock, the intensity that Leeds have come out of the atmosphere, because you've seen
it can't be a shock. We all knew what was going to happen.
No, because what's happening is now you're looking, people are going into safe areas to get the ball, so you're getting your 2 holding midfielders going and getting it where your centre half should be. So when they're playing it out wide to O'Brien like they just have, he looks up, he's got 5-6 Leeds shirts in his face and 1 Everton shirt. So again, a few question marks, and David Moyes will be wanting to get to half-time as quickly as possible.
They have a thrown over on the far side. I was expecting a long one. They set it back to Adjuster Garner Gay instead. He's crossed, he's dealt with rather easily by Stack. Collected by Gay again. He looks up, drifts the ball into the edge of the 6-yard box. Out comes the goalkeeper, Lucas Perry. I forgot that he was here. He's had nothing to do. The only thing he's had to do is kick from hands a couple of times, and he's done that particularly well. That one goes out of play on this near side, though. Not as good as the last.
But that last bit of passage of play from Everton epitomised them. They send everyone up for a long throw. They throw it short. Cross goes, hits the first man. It comes back out. Goes to Gay, who's got nothing but time just to hit a nice little clip diag for Tarkowski to go ahead. Kicks it straight through to the goalie. Everton haven't started, but they only need to get it right once. That's the problem, Sam.
Ball collected by Adjuster Gay into the edge of the box. It's down by Alcaraz onto his chest. He chases the ball to the 6-yard box, but the goalkeeper is there, protected by Bogle, and it goes through to the Brazilian Lucas Perry, who's signed from Lyon for £15.6 million. 45 appearances for Lyon last season, played in Europe for Olympique Lyonnais, and has been capped by Brazil, has certainly been a part of the Brazil squad, and I was listening to Tim Vickery on the brilliant Trans-Euro Express with Danny Kelly suggest that there wouldn't be too long before he was pushing the other goalkeepers and getting the odd appearance here and there. And Brazil have got quite a few good goalkeepers. Free kick given against Irabunum, who's having problems in that middle of the park. They're outnumbered, they're outworked, they're out-hassled, and Tanaka, who was tucked down by the former Aston Villa man, and gets a quick free kick, which he takes and gets Leeds on the front foot again. Ampadu just left of the centre circle, plays it back to Rodon. Rodon out wide towards Bogle. He's got support from Dan James. He tried to play it in between two blue shirts, but Njai was too close to him. The clearance from Garner has gone straight to a white shirt. His pass completion rate is going to be very low, James Garner, in the opening half an hour, because he's been forced into too many errors. He's got a problem with Dan James now. He gets it back to Pickford, just ahead of James, but so quickly the ball breaks down off Beto, and
He's been terrible, Sam. We spoke about it earlier. I said he's a little bit lightweight for me. He's a big unit. Every time the ball's come up to him and he's got to have a fight and put his body in the way, every Leeds player's won it. He just doesn't look mentally engaged. He looked like a little bit entitled. Do you know what I mean? I was like, he had a good back end of last year, and now he feels like he should just be playing and he should score.
It's really interesting we talked about this, because David Moyes actually called him out in pre-season, and he looks like he's not started at all. Like you said, maybe he's got a bit big for his boots. He had a little bit of success and his level's up, and David Moyes is onto him now at this minute. He's literally into him. He's onto him.
Ampadu on to Gudmundsson, out to the left. It's collected by Nonto, looking to get it back to Gudmundsson, but it was intercepted. Stacker's taken it straight off O'Brien's clearance. Tanaka's gone for a worldie from 30 yards. It's not going to come off from there, and he goes straight over the top of the crossbar. Now, interestingly, I know you mentioned that he called him out during pre-season. He said he didn't really mean just Beto, he meant all of the players. We all need a lot more from them, a lot more up top. But then he did say, but if it has that effect, then good, because I do want more from him. I do want to put him under pressure.
He needs more from him, and he did call it. He says that he was backtracking there. He called him out. He called Beto out, and like you said, he's been poor so far these 30 minutes, and like you said, they've had a few words together just now. He's asking him to run the channels and get him behind.
Here is Njai, good at running forward, engaged by Ampadu, who's done brilliantly once again. Picked off by Leeds United. They have possession once more. Currently Leeds 0, Everton 0. The latest odds are available at Ladbrokes. Right now you can get Leeds to win at 23-20. The draw is 17-10, and Everton are 3-1 to win the game. That's all thanks to Ladbrokes. 18+, begambleaware.org. We've got loads of action coming up for you, by the way, at the weekend. Friday night, Graham Potter, West Ham United versus Chelsea, live on Friday night. He was being defended by Karen Brady on the Sunday edition yesterday. Newcastle Liverpool live next Monday night. This time next week, Troy and I will be at St James's Park. Looking forward to that.
I don't think House fancies that one.
Too far for me, that one.
Too far for you, Aaron? No?
If I'm invited, I'll definitely be there, lads. I love my football.
Everton's first home game at the Hill Dickinson Stadium. Game Day Live is there on Sunday on Talk Sport. And we've also got the small matter of Manchester City versus Tottenham. 12:30, Saturday lunchtime. We're looking forward to that on Talk Sport. Here is Rodon, a little bit of a spicy back pass to his goalkeeper. Did that go out of play? Not according to the liner on the far side. I think it might have done.
The linesman's about as quick as me now, that's why. Absolutely went up.
That's out by a country mile.
Not enough appeals though from Everton. That was the other thing. No one made a fuss about that. And it was interesting, that was one of the things that we were talking about West Ham at the weekend. They were in a battle with Sunderland. They didn't work anywhere near hard enough, but they only got one yellow card. That ball's at least a yard over the line. No one's moaning about it.
Yeah, but do you know what happens as well, Sam? Sometimes when you're having a bad moment, a lot of your players just go into their shell. They don't want to say anything. They just kind of concentrate on their job. And that's where the real leaders start to come out now, because they start digging each other out. But they also start saying, give me the ball. I'll be the one to do a little bit more.
But I'm looking around this Everton side now, and I am starting to question, where are the leaders? Because they need them right now.
Down the left-hand side, looking across the ball into the 6-yard box. Dan James was stretching, but it eluded his right foot that he poked out. That was a forward forage by Gudmundsson, the new attacking left back, who went careering down that left-hand side, and the Swedish international produced a stunning cross, which, if Dan James wasn't 5'3.5", he probably would have reached.
That's not very nice, is it?
What?
I think he's 5'4".
My size.
But again, it's been really encouraging for Leeds. 35 minutes into this game now. For Everton, they're desperate for half-time. The one good thing for Everton is it's 0-0, and you would probably argue they can only get better second half. They've got the likes of McNeil on the bench, Barry, Jack Grealish. But again, if you're Jack, this isn't a game you want to come in and play in. They're not even passing the ball on the floor.
Well, they need several introductions at half-time. Would you be surprised if David Moyes shuffled his pack quite viciously at the break?
I think he has to change something. He has to change it. But also, I'm looking at it, Everton have not stretched this Leeds defence once. So is there going to be any space for Ndiaye and Jack Grealish? Because there's no one running in behind.
That's where I'm saying that Dwight McNeil, somebody that's willing to get the ball and run. His game is running and getting to the byline, isn't it? But for right now, this is, if you ask Daniel Farke in pre-season, you're playing Everton, how would you want him to play? He would pick it like this.
Would you switch Beto for Tierno Barry at half-time, bearing in mind Tierno Barry's statistics, aerial dual success rate of 67%, was the second best amongst all strikers in Europe last season?
I would, but who's he flicking it onto, Sam?
You'd have to bring on Jarrett McNeil as well, wouldn't you? Here on the left-hand side, the ball has been picked up by Gudmundsson for Leeds United on the attack, as they have been for most of this first half. 10 minutes to go before the break. It's collected by Ampadu, turns infield under pressure from Dewsbury Hall, evades him rather easily, feeds it into Joel Perreault. It goes out to the left-hand side again. A cross is set in by Gudmundsson. Stack arrives with a header, didn't get there. It hit James and went through. It took a deflection and goes out for another corner. And those corners have been racked up over the course of the first 45 minutes. It's corner number 6 for Leeds United.
The players, look at Jordan Pickford's out of his box now, screaming at his players. These Everton players don't know what's hit them at the minute, and Leeds are dominating. They have to score. Like I said, we're 35 minutes in. If they don't, they need to take an opportunity before half-time.
Stack to take the corner, far side for Leeds United, in towards the near post, flicked on by Stroud, cleared off the line by O'Brien at the far post before it could reach Tanaka, who's got it again down the right hand side, produces a low cross, blocked by O'Brien once more. The Irishman doing just enough to shepherd the ball out for a throw-in on this near side, but they've started to look a little bit more threatening from those set pieces, Troy Deeney.
Yeah, they have, and if it wasn't for Everton's factory setting of being able to defend with Moyes and then Sean Dyche and again Moyes now, there'd be a couple down. But you just spoke about they're taking Beto off. I just don't think there's anything in that midfield to build a base off. You need to be able to lend the ball, and at this moment in time they're all just running around. They let Decore go. It looks like a big loss right now.
Ampadu's long throw reaches Stroud, who flicks it on. It goes out of the penalty area, wide on the left-hand side. Nonto recycles it to the right. Ampadu takes it down, right side of the area, produces a cross, swirls it round the defenders, headed away by Irabunam, who's getting back there to help out his defence. But they just can't clear their lines, Everton. The headers only reach the midway point of the Everton half, and Leeds are coming back at them again. Down the left with Tanaka, a low ball which is deflected into Perreault. A take by Stack, tries to set it back for Perreault, but it's away by Everton. But Ampadu is there, crunching into Dewsbury Hall, goes down. The ball spills out to the left, and Leeds continue. Here's Gudmundsson, deflected ever into the box. Jordan Pickford swats at the ball. Unorthodox goalkeeping by Jordan Pickford. It goes out towards the near side. Ndiaye picks it up, but that could have gone anywhere. I mean, that was a deflected effort, a right-footed shot from Gudmundsson. It's not the strongest suit from the Swedish full-back. And Jordan Pickford sticks out his left hand and swipes at it.
That was so strange by Jordan Pickford. Everton are rattled here. They're making some really basic mistakes here, and that doesn't help you. That doesn't help when your goalkeeper's coming out doing that. And now, if you can look at Everton, this crowd is rocking. Everton are taking the time on free kicks now. They're going to have to try and slow this game. Everton are crying out for half-time.
Well, Chris Kaminer is the referee. VAR back at Stockley Park today, keeping an eye on proceedings, is John Brooks. And you just wonder whether or not there will be some action taken in the not too distant future for wasting a little bit of time, because they are using every opportunity to waste precious seconds here. It's cleared away by Pickford, straight to a white shirt. Stack wins the header. It does come back, but Gudmundsson's going to get there ahead of Alcaraz. And despite the pressure from Alcaraz, still Gudmundsson did enough to shepherd it out. Well, I don't know who Jordan Pickford's shouting at, but he's shouting at someone. He's on his own half of the field. He's turning towards this near side. He's having to go at the assistant on this near touchline, Dan Cook, or is he having a word with his
moaning
bench?
to the bench, but he's moaning to the bench that he shanked it straight to somebody else, and that's my frustration, because I think he's an exceptional football player, especially as a goalkeeper. I think he can offer a lot, but he digs people out, and as you played with him, it just always seems to me that it's always somebody else's fault, and in a moment like this you need leadership.
You need leadership, and we're not seeing that at the minute. Like you said, this is not helping. They're rattled at the minute, and listen to this crowd, they're buying into this. This is perfect for Leeds at the minute. The only thing they're lacking is the goal, but like you said, Jordan, I'm not sure what he's moaning at. To fair with Jordan, I know him quite well, he could argue with himself, so yeah, he's fuming, but like I said, Leeds, Everton are rattled at the minute.
Well, if you don't want to come to Newcastle on Friday night, we could ask him. I mean, he's quite popular there.
You're popular than me.
No one's more popular than you. I noticed you've been on a big PR campaign doing these reality TV shows, by the way, to get you some more friends. You're listening to Leeds 0, Everton 0, Talk Sport, Enterprise Rent-A-Car, whatever it is, they are here for it. Troy and I back together again on Friday as well, 10 till 1, as we are every Friday with Alex Crook, warming you up for the weekend. Ball cleared down the left-hand side by Leeds United. It was a throw-in by Goodmanson, who went actually straight to a blue jersey. Everton will be absolutely delighted that there's 5 minutes to go before half-time and it's still 0-0. They won't be delighted with Jordan Pickford's kicking. He's just kicked a touch again.
It's the body language, though, that we all make mistakes and we all have bad moments, bad halves, bad games. He's kicked out of play there, and he's just nonchalantly went like, what do you want me to do? Like it's somebody else's fault.
This is so strange for me to see. First game of the season, and this is the last thing you want to see. Players absolutely rattled, arguing, calling to the bench, looking at each other, blaming each other already. This is very strange to watch.
I thought it was a little bit weird when I was watching the press conference earlier in the week, and David Moyes looked a little bit rattled. He was a little bit agitated in the press conference. He was upset that news was leaking out of the dressing room. He was irritated by that. He didn't look comfortable. He said, someone suggested, do you want 3 or 4 extra bodies in? He said, actually I want to go a little bit north of that. I want 6 or 7 in. And I just thought at the time, that's a lot of change. He talked about turnover. There has been a lot of turnover. Loan players, there are 5 players on loan last season. They've had to send those back. There has been a shift in the dressing room. He hasn't got the backing that maybe he thought he was going to get, and certainly therefore not had the time to work with the new players. But this is a poor start to the season. Leeds have the ball moving down the left hand side. They'll be delighted that it's only 0-0. He's standing there on the edge of the technical area with the hands on the back of his head, almost in disbelief at what he's seeing here, Troy Deeney.
But you know what this is showing, and I think Aaron can talk to this just as well as me. I'm seeing a divided dressing room. I'm seeing some people that want to play, some people that want to look after themselves. And that's probably why David Moyes is frustrated. Yes, he wants more bodies in, but he's looking around going, I can't go to war with this team. And if you can't look around your dressing room and think that, then you're in trouble.
And that is not an Everton side, and that's what we're not used to seeing from Everton players. And like Troy said there, this is it looks like there's a divide on and off the pitch.
Stack swipes the ball out towards Dan James, who manages to win a header up against James Garner. Garner has to react and turn the ball out on this near side and put it out on the near touchline. It's away.
He's done well.
For a throw-in.
He's done well, considering he's out of position, playing at left back. Again, in front of those Everton fans who are obviously angry with what's going on. He's not short the challenge. He's not hiding.
He's done well. And Leeds have not give Dan James enough of the ball, so they've also let him off the hook also, because I would be screaming at the midfielders, screaming at them, give me the ball. You're playing against someone who's not played out here.
Throw-in. Ampadu. It's going to torpedo the ball into the box. It's a long throw. Almost came all the way through to Joel Peru, and actually probably should have taken it down. Nonto gets it back left side of the area. Takes on Alcaraz, beats him. Left-footed shot towards the far corner. It's over the head of Pickford, but just doesn't dip in time to go under the crossbar and goes over the top and out into the Norman Hunter stand. And it's another effort for Leeds United. Another chance for Leeds United that goes a begging. It remains 0-0.
Yeah, good play from Willie Nonto. Sits Alcaraz down, chops on it from his right foot onto his left. But again, no, Sam, the shots are coming from 25 yards out. If he scores from there, it's a worldie. Everton will be kind of happy. I think Everton want to get in at half-time, and I'm expecting David Moyes to have 2 or 3 really warming up.
Well, they haven't had any shots of any kind so far. Everton Football Club. Only the 3 relegated clubs scored fewer goals than Everton last season. That was always going to be an area of priority for them, in particular scoring goals from open play. And their attacking approach so far has been limited. Their attacking players can't get into the game because their midfield can't get into the game. They look outnumbered, they look outworked in the middle of the park. They're lacking the athleticism and dynamism you need to compete in a Premier League game. And bearing in mind that Leeds United were criticised maybe the last time they came up for being a little bit too open, they look as if they've enhanced their physicality, they've enhanced their tactical framework, and they look like they can compete at this level. It's the opening day of the season, you can't get carried away, but it's been a good 45 minutes.
Yeah, I think that's a great choice. If you're setting up for the season, especially a newly promoted team, you want to be fit, you want to be organised, and you want to be competitive. Anything on top of that is a bonus. I think Leeds have been great to a point. But you can see why Daniel Farke wants some extra attacking impetus, because a little bit blunt at the top end of the pitch. But for Everton, again, we're talking a lot about Everton because it's so bad.
Here is Gay winning the ball on the left-hand side, 10 yards short of the penalty area, runs up to the edge of the penalty area, delivers it to Garner. He's tracked by Bogle. Dewsbury Hall harassed by Tanaka. They pushed them all the way back to the halfway line, and the referee, Chris Kavanagh, blows the half-time whistle. Well, Everton have lost the opening game in each of the last 3 seasons, but somehow they're still level in this one. I don't know how, because Leeds have been far and away the better side. They've harassed, they've had more energy, they've had more intensity, they've created all of the opportunities in the match. They'll be disappointed with their cutting edge at the top end of the pitch, because they have had Everton on toast from the minute the referee blew his whistle. A few of the players have gone over to the officials to have a few words as they leave the pitch, but at half-time at Ellen Road on the first Monday night football of the season, it's Leeds United 0, Everton very nil. Well, Leeds' record against Everton is pretty poor. They've won just once in their previous 11 Premier League encounters with Everton, and David Moyes has always been a thorn in Leeds' side, really. He's only ever lost once in his Premier League contests with Leeds as a manager, but he should be on the end of a wrong result here, because Leeds United completely dominated that first half and Everton were off the pace, but they didn't have the cutting edge that is required. And if Leeds are going to get over the line here, they're going to need extra bite and be clinical and more ruthless in front of goal. We're underway at the start of the second half. White shirts, white shorts and white socks with blue trim for Leeds United attacking the goal away to our left. It's all blue for the away side, Everton, who have got a big game against Brighton at the weekend as they open the Hill Dickinson Stadium with the competitive Premier League game against Brighton for the first time. And then it's Arsenal away for Leeds United. How they would love to go there with 3 points in their back pocket. Aaron Lennon and Troy Deeney still with us for commentary, and I think both of you are a little surprised that David Moyes has made no changes.
Yeah, I could weirdly understand it though, Sam, and I was just saying to you off air there, when you look at the bench, he's probably got 3 tricks up his sleeve. That's Jack Grealish, Dwight McNeil and Barry. So if he does 2 of them now, he's got to look at his bench for the next 45 minutes going, how do I change this? So I think I can understand why he toyed with the idea, and I think he's going to be saying to these lads, listen, 10 minutes, show me something or you're done.
Great touch by Njai, sending Dewsbury Hall away. He careers upfield, he plays it to his left. Beto goes into the penalty area. He's got support inside the box, and arriving was Garner, and he went a little bit further back to Garner, and they just settle on the ball rather than looking to attack in the box away to our right hand side. It's picked up by Tarkovsky, slides it forward into the path of Alcaraz. Alcaraz back into Irabunum, and then back towards the left hand side where it's collected by Keane. I'll run through the 2-11s for you in just a second. Keane flicks it from one side to the other, taken down by O'Brien well. He needs a bit of support here. He just plays an aimless ball into the box, and it's away by Stack. And Leeds United eventually are able to get it clear. Stack helps it on. Nonto, chance to run at the Everton defence. Tarkovsky comes across. He handballed that. It certainly pipped up off his arm, and then Nonto stuck with him enough to put the ball out of play on this near side, and it goes out for a throw-in.
Yeah, good defending from Tarkovsky in the end. But look, Jordan Pickford's out screaming at Tarkovsky. It's just disjointed. and they just had a lovely counter-attacking move there. Little touch from Ndiaye. Dewsbury Hall's breaking away. They get into the 18-yard box, and before you know it, they're back on the edge of the halfway line, trying to hit a long diag. There's no real emphasis on what they're going to do. There's no pattern of play in the attacking.
No pattern of play, is there?
No, especially in the attacking third as well. It just seems like they've come to survive, which is really strange for the first game of the season against a newly promoted team.
They look like they need to go on a team bonding session somewhere, Aaron.
They need something. Like you said, there's no spark. There's no to get. I don't know. It looks so disjointed at the minute. And like you said, when you've come away, you've had a full pre-season. They look so far off it. I can't believe what I'm seeing at the minute.
God. Ball's just gone long up towards Peru. Keane has turned his back on it, and it hit Joel Peru on the back, and now he's chasing down because Pickford has been played in short by Garner, and Peru was closing down Jordan Pickford, who did just enough to get the ball away. Charlie Alcaraz wrestles for possession with Gudmundsson, gets over the halfway line on the right hand side. The 2-11s then. Lucas Perry is the goalkeeper of Leeds United, making his debut today, although we had a big discussion actually amongst the commentators council upstairs how we're going to say his name, because he says it in a very odd Brazilian way where the R's are almost like H's, and we were like, oh, not really going to go with that. People will think we're a bit weird if we say that. We had a very long conversation about it. We needn't have bothered because he's hardly touched the ball.
And none of us were interested in that. Not one of us were interested in that stuff. Well, thanks for letting us know.
Are you and me going to fall out?
Probably. You know I love you, but Jesus Christ.
Bogle on the right hand side. Roden, Strauch and Gudmundsson the back four. Tanaka wins the ball in midfield. He's playing with Ampadu and Stack, and he sends Nonto away to the edge of the area. Right-footed shot straight down the throat of Jordan Pickford, and he's gobbled it up. James, Peru and Nonto are the three-pronged attack. Pickford is the goalkeeper for Everton. He's had a lot to do. O'Brien, Tarkovsky, Keane and Garner. Gay and Irabudum in midfield. Alcaraz, Dewsbury Hall and Ndiaye behind Beto in attack. Here's Tarkovsky all the way towards the edge of the 6-yard box, where it's been picked up by Jordan Pickford once again, and Everton in possession on the edge of their own 18-yard line. It's played into Idrissa Gana Gay. Space for Pickford. O'Brien's gone right high up on the right-hand side. He's been doing that a bit actually whenever they've had the ball going forward. He's won the header, but there's no one to pick it up. But it has come down nicely for Dewsbury Hall, who sent Alcaraz away. He's trying to feed Beto. Comes back to him after it was blocked initially by Rodon. The ball breaks on the edge of the penalty area. And then Alcaraz complaining he should have had a foul. The referee waved away any such protest, and it's cleared away by Lucas Perry.
I think Alcaraz is fair to say he should have probably got a little foul there, but again, the out ball is O'Brien on the big diag, so he comes and heads it. Beto stood on the opposite side of the pitch watching. He's not even going with the two centre-halves. If he goes with the two centre-halves, he's in. Just, again, really laboured, not bothered, nonchalant type of performance.
Yeah, his body language is shocking at the minute, absolutely shocking. I don't know what's going on. He looks really unfit, and it feels like we're picking on him tonight, but he's not giving absolutely anything, and I'm telling you now, he'll be off within the next 10 minutes.
Well, he showed glimpses of his goal scoring ability last season, didn't he? He's known for a bit of an awkward style, but hasn't really been able to show much today. Ball sent forward down the right for Dan James to chase, but Pickford is out of his penalty area, and he picks it up very quickly on the edge of the penalty area. Leeds so successful in the Championship last season. They came close the year before, but the step up to the Premier League, always a tricky one. They ended the last season, they were in the top flight without a win in 9 games. April 2023, the last time that they won a Premier League match. They will be kicking themselves if they don't win this match. And Everton, who have looked so far off the pace, again, just getting the ball up to Beto. He poorly controlled it, gave it away cheaply, and now Bogle is racing away down the right-hand side for Leeds. On the attack once again, tussling with Ndiaye and Garner, sending it into the box, but it's a little bit of a difficult angle for Peru to chase, and it's collected by Pickford, and it will be cleared away. This is Talk Sport, and it's Sam Matterface, Troy Deeney and Aaron Lennon on commentary tonight. And we've got Around the Grounds for you tomorrow, Friday night, Chelsea West Ham from the London Stadium. Beto again beaten to the ball by Rodon too easily, and Leeds turn it over and start to come forward again. They need a bit of cutting edge through the legs of Irabudum by Nonto, but he couldn't go around the outside and pick it up, so he eventually has to rely on Tanaka to give it back to him. He stuffs off Charlie Alcaraz like he's not there. Get off, fella. He takes the ball forward and gives it to Rodon. Rodon out towards the far side. Ball played infield. It's a little bit too loose for Dan James. Picked off by Keane. And Troy's getting very frustrated with Beto's body language, his movement, his inability to hold up the ball.
Do you know what it is? It's entitlement. That's what I'm getting frustrated with. You're playing against a Leeds team, and again, as a striker, you're...
Well, he's tussling for the ball now, and Perry's come out and manages to clear, but only as far as Njai over on the far side, who runs to the left angle of the penalty area. A little flick, a little trick, tries to make room for a cross, sets it back to Gay. Idrissa Gay with a shot over the top of the crossbar. It is their first attempt of the entire night, really. It was one from distance that was wild in the end, and it goes over the top of the crossbar. But that's a little warning, Aaron Lennon, that for all the good work that Leeds have done, for all the inefficiencies and lackadaisical approach that Everton have shown, if they do get one away, then all of a sudden it's a completely different game.
And that's the worrying sign here for Leeds. Like you said, we're 53 minutes in, and for all the good work and all the possession, it's still 0-0. And that little glimpse there, Ndai has that little bit of quality. Everton can get him on the ball. It only takes one moment at this level, and that is the concern for Leeds United at the minute.
Tanaka on halfway, releasing James. He speeds away like a race car. He's so fast, he's so quick. He cuts back infield. He's trying to outfox Keane. He sends a low ball into Nonto, turns, spins, hits the side netting, and he wants a corner kick for that. He's not going to get it, but it was a quick little swivel from Willie Nonto in front of the edge of the 6-yard box, being played in by Dan James. Tarkowski didn't get tight enough to him, and he was just narrowly off target.
Just watching David Moyes here having a right go at his midfielders. They're not looking after the ball. They're getting ran all over. He's wanting more. He must feel that it needs a change, because it's there. It's there for him. Weirdly, for as good as Leeds have been, it's been shown that with a little bit of class and a little bit of quality and composure, you can get through at this back line.
Get the feeling that it'll be Leeds United who end up making the first change in this game, the way things are going. We've played 55 minutes. You're listening to Talk Sport. We're here on this Monday Night Football, locked goalless with Sky Sports. And don't forget, with Now, you can stream all the Sky Sports action flexibly, like Leeds versus Everton live right now. Search Now Sports. West Ham, Chelsea and Derby, Bristol City from the Championship of Friday night games. Saturday, Manchester City, Tottenham, Charlton, Leicester, Wrexham, Sheffield Wednesday, and Game Day Live with Adrian Durham. We'll go round the grounds on Sunday as well on Game Day Live. And next Monday night, we got Newcastle against Liverpool. And there might be a foul inside the centre circle. Ampadu is down, but they're still coming forward. James on the right hand side. Bogle played it into him, he crossed it. It comes off the defender and goes behind and away for another Leeds corner, but there's concern here for Ethan Ampadu, who's down in a crumpled heap over away to our right hand side. Chris Kavanagh now coming too, and Ampadu's had some terrible injuries over the course of his career. He's down and clutching his knee. He looked up, he went to play the pass, he was challenged strongly by Irabunum, looked a little bit late as well. I think the ball had gone, had it? Yeah. And he just twisted his ankle as he was challenged by Irabunum, and you do wonder whether or not that is going to be a serious problem for young Ethan Ampadu. Troy Deeney.
That didn't look good at all. His ankle did a full 180 in the ground, facing the opposite way. That doesn't look good at all. Probably a bit of ligament damage in there. I was going to say, from an Everton point of view, you're glad that one of your midfielders has got to laid a little bit on. Yes, he's got a yellow card. Yes, it was late, but you've given that little bit of impetus. But for Leeds, this could be a massive turning point for them.
Yeah, that was, like I say, it wasn't, like you said, I was saying the same thing. Everton needed to make a tackle. It wasn't actually that bad a tackle. It was late, but Ampadu's foot looks like it gets caught in the ground, and this doesn't look good. And you see him straight away, he signals to the bench, and I think he could have a real problem here.
Yeah, Irabunum has been booked, as Troy was saying. Ilya Gruev looks as if he's going to be the one that comes on for Leeds United. He's just been sent out to intensify his warm-up.
It's a real shame, because he's been really good as well. Really good today. He's been a real captain, a real leader. But just the way that angle showed, his ankle facing the other way, I wouldn't be surprised if that's not ligament damage in there. And you wish him all the best, because he's still down, and he'll do well to walk this one off. So
he made so many appearances last year, 29 appearances in the Championship for Leeds, 26 of those matches he started. I mean, it's not a huge amount really in the context of the whole season, but he has been, and always has been, dogged by injury. But when he's at his very best, this is a player whose composure on the ball, his excellent passing range, his ability to read the match, his intelligence really sets him apart.
It really does, and it's not only just that, it's also his character off the pitch. Also, he is a leader. I've watched Ampadu in the dressing rooms and in the training ground, and he's calm, he's composed, he speaks well, he leads his team, and it's a massive positive now. We're seeing him walk off the pitch, and he looks like he may be going to play on.
They're giving him the benefit of the doubt, aren't they? But it doesn't look good. This is one of those when you take the boot off, as you know, and he's just going to swell up. So maybe he can get through, but it didn't look good, and fair play to him for still going.
Well, you've got to be a little bit careful as well, haven't you? At this stage of the season, the last thing you want to do is get yourself into a situation where you're carrying something. Corner kick though for Leeds United. We've nearly hit the hour mark. This is Talk Sport, and let's get a delivery from Anton Stack from the right hand side. The Don Reevy stand in full voice as they are desperate for the breakthrough here. Ball in towards the near post. Gudmundsson with a flick on. It's loose inside the 6-yard box. O'Brien gets first contact. It bounces down Pascal Striker, takes it left of the penalty area, gives it back to Willie Gnonto, and then he sends it all the way into the centre circle where it's picked up by Bogle and then Rodon. Down to 10 players at this moment in time. Ampadu wants to come back on because he's had treatment. It has to wait 30 seconds, which is why there is a delay to his reintroduction. He is now hobbling back into place. Let's keep an eye on that for a few minutes. Straight away they give him the ball, and it looks as if he's going to try and at least make a good fist of trying to continue. Tanaka sends it back to Stroud. Ampadu being a little bit careful with his movement. He could have played that ball. You would usually see him fizz that into Rodon or switch the angle of play, but he was just being a little bit cautious there. Ball goes back to Luca Perry, and then it's cleared upfield. One in midfield by Garner Gay. There's a tussle going on between Bogle and Njai. Irabunam comes away with the ball. He trundles down the left touchline. He's being chased now by Stack. He's being watched by Bogle, but he's got past both of them, bundled his way into the box, and then Rodon will clear from inside the penalty area, the tall centre half from Wales.
It's not something you want to hear, Sam, but if you're an Everton player now, you want to just go and nudge Ampadu, let him know you're around. If there's a chance for a 50-50, you're going to leave a little bit on him as well.
Typical Troy Deeney style.
But it is though, isn't it? They've been awful, and it's about winning the game. It's not what anyone likes to say, but it's what happens, isn't it, lads?
It is part of the game. It is part of it. Look, Everton needs something and anything. So at this minute, you've got to play into it. And to refer to Ethan Ampadu, he is limping out. He'll be coming off any time now.
Here on the right hand side, the ball picked up by O'Brien. He gets down the right hand side of the pitch towards the byline, but then tries to check back. But Gnonto is there to stop him, and he goes out for a throw in. Hitting the hour mark again, despite the fact that they've had a lot of the play, and that Everton have been pretty ineffective, and they are still locked at 0-0. The Everton fans just starting to find their voice for the first time as they have an attacking throw-in down the right-hand side. It's tossed in by O'Brien, headed away by Gudmundsson. It's going to bounce for Irabunam, who's going to get there ahead of Tanaka. They've got to be careful with the ball here, and they were, Everton, and get it all the way back to James Garner. Pickford wants it back. Goes all the way back towards the edge of the penalty area, and Everton will look to build again. Big weekend of football on Talk Sport. Started with Liverpool 4, Bournemouth 2, Aston Villa 0, Newcastle 0 on Saturday lunchtime. Late goal for Fulham stopped Brighton from winning on the opening day of the Premier League season. Are we going to get a goal here to settle this tie? A yellow card for Tanaka for bringing down Charlie Alcaraz, or was that a card for Charlie Alcaraz for complaining?
Yeah, it looks like a little yellow card here for the little 1-2 of Alcaraz, and Tanaka looks like he's got it. Interestingly though, that was the first time Everton played two passes and Ethan Ampadu couldn't turn, didn't have that there, and instantly Leeds signalled to the bench, and they're going to make a double change just down below us.
Yeah, it looks a little bit uncomfortable there, didn't it? Gruev is now going to come on. It's going to be another change as well. Just trying to arc my head to see who else that is. Is it Aronson? I think
Aronson, yeah.
Looks like he's getting ready as well, Brennan Aronson. He actually reintegrated himself into the Leeds United Hearts after going away for a year to Union Berlin.
Did he put £5 behind the bar?
I tell you what, he put a few goals in the net. That's what he did.
He did it, as Aaron said, with performances and hard work and industry. And he endeared himself to the Leeds United crowd. It's a free kick which is going to be taken by James Garner. It takes a little flick on the way through to goal, goes behind and away for a corner kick to the away side. And if my calculations are right, that is their first corner of the game, Troy Deeney.
Yeah, and even that free kick from James Garner was hit with hope. There's been no real impetus. Just seeing Jack Grealish being called back to the bench as well now, so maybe an introduction for him.
That yellow card, by the way, was for Charlie Alcaraz. It was, yeah. It wasn't for Tanaka. Here is the corner on the near side, taken by Dewsbury Hall, headed away by Strout, drops for Gay on this near touchline. Dewsbury Hall will pick it up again, cuts in left-footed, delivers the ball into the box, taken down by Keane, poor, cleared away by Stack. And it's up into the air and Garner should deal with it and get something on it. And then Iliman Ndiaye takes it down and out of the sky, then runs infield, runs into Tanaka but beats him, evades another challenge. He's got Ampadu for company, he goes past him, Ampadu holds him off, Bogle comes and takes charge for Leeds United. A little bit of a hit and hope from Bogle, unnecessary, goes out of play and it's away for...
I think he saw the subs, you know. I think he thinks the subs. Yeah, I think he said the subs because he's pinged that right at the subs and obviously they're just coming on. But again, there for Everton, and Ndiaye is having to go past 4 players halfway in his half to try and make something happen. No real structure, no real fluidity for the attacking players to show what they can do. Talk about having Jack Grealish on. He's going to have to be in a position that way he drives his team forward.
Right side, cross from deep from O'Brien, straight into the arms of Luca Perry. Beto didn't even make a challenge. The ball was pinged upfield and Keane had to watch that because that was going straight to Perrault. And it was well taken by Keane.
Yeah, but just on your point there, again, it's been stood up to the back post for O'Brien. He's killed himself to get there. And Beto didn't even push a defender out of the way. He just stood there and went, oh, that's not for me.
Aronson coming on for Nonto. Gruev expected to come on for Ampadu, although I did just see Gruev sit back down again because maybe Ampadu is going to be okay. Ball is on the far touchline. And Leeds United just having to do a little bit of defending in the last 5 minutes or so. Everton have had a corner, they've had a shot flash towards goal, a hit and hope from James Garner from distance, a free kick. Can they cause some more issues here for Leeds United's backline, having been dominated by the home side for most of the game up until this point? Ball out wide on the left, Everton have it with Garner motoring infield, gives it to Gay. Gay switches from left to right looking for O'Brien. It's far too heavy, goes straight out of play. It's a goal kick away to our right, and Willie Nonto is replaced by Brendan Aronson. Here's Aaron Lennon.
Yeah, it's gone a little bit flat. I think Leeds needed to make a change now. Like you said, this game's here for Leeds, but still, like you said, this game's no, so it's here for Everton also. But Willie Nonto he's been good this half. He's been good in both halves actually, but he's looked a little bit tired this second half. And Aronson had a great season for Leeds last season, and he'll come on from the left hand side.
Jordan Pickford has just come out of his goal and gone into the centre circle to have a word with Tarkowski and Gay and now O'Brien.
But that's better though. He's giving encouragement. He's saying, well done, let's grow, let's build from this. It's not the aimless throwing of the arms, but again, Aaron was nice to him, but my good God, that was a shank and a half, that wasn't it?
Well, Grealish is warming up now. Grealish is coming on, his shirt's off.
Just wonder whether or not they've changed the system slightly here, Everton. Keep an eye on that. Just look at Alcaraz just moving into the right wing back position. Garner over on that left hand side. Maybe it's just because Goodmanson is getting so high up on this left hand side. O'Brien has just wandered infield to keep tabs on Aronson. We'll see what happens over the course of the next few minutes here on TalkSport, where it is 0-0 between Leeds and Everton. No goals in the opening 67 minutes of the game. We're waiting the breakthrough on this big night of box office Premier League football. Ampadu guides it back to Luca Perry. He strides out, gets towards the edge of the D, under no pressure really, and then looks to try and chuck it forward. Second time he gets it, he sends it long. It's away by Garner out to the far side. Infield by Njai. You're listening to Talk Sport. Leeds 0, Everton 0. Enterprise Rent-A-Car, our sponsors. Here for it. Book now at enterprise.co.uk. This is Talk Sport. Here is Aronson left side, being harassed by Garner Gay and Tarkovsky, one of whom pulled his shirt and gave away a free kick, which they want to take quickly. They don't want to toss it into the box. They want to try and build and create opportunities, Leeds United, but they haven't really created enough opportunities that have troubled Everton so far this evening. O'Brien chasing back. It was well won by Gudmundsson, who harassed him. Cleared eventually from the edge of the Everton penalty area and up over the halfway line. 13 shots they've had, most of those open distance, Troy, and only one shot on target today from Leeds United, none from Everton.
No, but again, we spoke about it at the top of the show, didn't we? Everton struggled away from home all of last season. It doesn't seem that they're going to be able to change that unless they bring some more bodies in. But for Leeds, I felt this last year. They dominated a lot of games, but they always give you a chance. They don't kill teams off. And it just feels like the same again. Maybe they're looking for a little bit more, execution at the top end of the pitch.
They might get that now as James is released down the right-hand side, played in by Peru. Was he fouled on the edge of the penalty area? The assistant says no. The Leeds crowd certainly want a free kick. They're not going to get it. That's just going to up the atmosphere once again. And James has gone down over on the far side. There's also an Everton player who's down as well. I think it's James Garner. But he skipped inside, and it was a foul by James Garner. It should have been a free kick. It was pretty blatant as well, Troy.
Yeah, it was, and I think James Garner's just played the system a little bit there. He knows he's got away with one. No Everton physios running on to get him. He's just played down, so he's got away with it. But I'm not sure what's going to happen here, because they're looking at bringing Jack Grealish on. Who do you change, and what do you change?
They're going to take off Irabunam.
Wow.
They're going to go into a 4-2-3-1. Drop Shrewsbury Hall back in with Idrissa Gueye and put Jack into the number 10.
Now it looks like Alcaraz is going to go. Alcaraz is going to go on the left, and Jack's going on the left, then Dye coming on the right, and Alcaraz going at the top. So Jack's got his favourite position as he likes that on that left-hand side. Again, how does this work now? Because that midfield three has been poor. Shrewsbury Hall not really been in the game, so now he has to go and get on it. And interesting, more of a attacking change from David Moyes. I'm really surprised that Beto's still on the pitch, if I'm being totally honest with you.
Yeah, so surprised. And I'm still worried about this Everton side, because for me, who stretches the team? Ndai, Jack Grealish, brilliant footballers, brilliant technicians, but they've got no one running in behind, and it's so easy for this Leeds backline. They've not broke a sweat today, these Leeds back four, but again, it's still 0-0.
Ampadu forward, looking to find Pirro, who's stretching that back line. James couldn't control it. Aronson couldn't get hold of it. It's cleared away, but it comes straight back. White shirts in possession. On halfway, Ampadu. Alcaraz chases down. The ball comes out towards the near touchline, goes out of play. It's away for an Everton throw, 10 yards short of the penalty area. It's still 0-0, and you are listening to TalkSport. Everton had a really strong end to the campaign, 31 points from their final 18 Premier League games of the season, which probably would have been European form if it was taken in isolation. There's been so much change behind the scenes, the location, playing staff, coaching staff, ownership. It might take a little bit of time for everything to bed down. I'm sure no one will get too down or too excited after one game, but there have been some signs which are cause for concern here in the opening 72 minutes.
But I just think on that though, Sam, yes, a lot of changes happen, but they just don't look fit. They don't look sharp. That's the worry. You can have a back.
That can't be the case, can it? At this stage of the season?
Well, they don't look like they're pressing with any intensity. There's no real dynamism in an attacking sense. There's no one getting close to people. That to me is more of the worry. It's not whether their shape or their style of play is sorted yet. That comes with games and everyone getting fit and at it. But being able to run with a determination to go and close someone down, that comes from inside the player. And it looks a little bit like they're a little bit entitled, in my opinion.
Well, there's growing excitement around the idea of the first competitive match at the new Hill Dickinson Stadium against Brighton next weekend. We'll be there on Game Day Live. Charlie Adam and I will be there before they take on Mansfield Town in the same stadium just a few days later in the EFL Cup. How they would love to come away with a strong start on the road before that, and after a rather dispiriting first 70 minutes, maybe they can snatch all 3 points here. Certainly if they came away with anything from this game, that would be a positive after the performance. Ball is back with Pickford on the edge of his penalty area. He kicks it long out towards the near side. O'Brien helps it on, and then goes down the touchline and goes straight out of play. And Leeds United now readying more replacements as they look to make changes. And Daniel Farker just giving a few final instructions as the ball's thrown in by Goodmanson down this near touchline. It's chested by Njai, tries to wriggle away from Pirot and Goodmanson. Alcaraz trying to cause him problems. Alcaraz is warned by the referee. He's on a yellow card, Alcaraz. Collected now by Strout, plays through the lines into Stack. Stack powers forward, looks for Tanaka, tries to break the lines, and then he didn't get the right level of execution on the pass. The movement was good from Leeds United, but they just couldn't execute that final moment, Aaron Lennon.
It is, it's just in that final third, them small details, they're just not getting it right. And like I said, for all the possession, for all the good play that they've had, when it gets to that final third, it's just that final ball's not been good enough for Leeds tonight so far.
Jack Harrison getting ready to come on. Gruev coming on as well. He's also
getting a little bit tense as well, though, from a Leeds fan point of view, because they're starting to feel that this is a game that's slipping by. And you know, in the Premier League, it's very difficult when you come up to get to 10 wins. They'll feel like this is one that lost them, because, as we said, we keep talking about how poor Everton have been. It's really obvious, not only for us, but for every fan that's in here.
Also really obvious that actually it's still 0-0.
Yes.
And that's a real problem for Leeds, because if Everton snatch a goal now, I mean, Leeds haven't looked like scoring, have they? Let's be honest about it. They've had one shot on target in the game. They've had so much ball, but they haven't had any sort of ruthlessness in front of goal. And they've got a free kick to defend here as they are prepared to bring on Mecha, Gruev and Jack Harrison. And a free kick to be taken by Dewsbury Hall on this near touchline, and he's going to swing it in left-footed towards the edge of the 6-yard box. It's a low one. It's actually a really poor delivery from Dewsbury Hall, and Leeds United look to win it back on this near touchline. Dewsbury Hall fighting for it, trying to put right his wrong. He rolls past Aronson, keeps hold of it well, then feeds Alcaraz in the inside channel, right-footed shot down low, saved beautifully by the goalkeeper at the foot of the post, and he turns it out for another corner for Everton.
Really good play from Dewsbury Hall after a really poor free kick in swing, and hits the first man, but as he comes back, works really well, twisted and turned, works it to Alcaraz inside the 18-yard box on the angle, one touch, tries to drill it in near post, and it's a good save for Petty. Is that how we say it? Petty?
Thought you weren't interested. Here's the corner away to our right-hand side. 14 minutes to go. You're listening to Talk Sport. Here is the corner for Everton, attacking the goal in front of the Norman Hunter stand. It's a flicker on the near post by O'Brien, and it's over the top of the crossbar. But what a chance for Everton.
It's an absolutely massive chance. He's free in the box, 6 yard. He's inside the 6-yard box when he heads this. Oh, he should score. Should score.
We've said it previously that their Achilles heel last season was conceding goals from set pieces, Leeds United, and that was a gift of an opportunity, Troy Deeney.
Absolutely, yeah. It's a good in-swinging ball, but I think he's just got too much on it. They're the ones you need a little glancing header. He's just got too much on it. It's taking it over. But again, signs for Leeds, and now the anxiety builds within the stadium, because you feel that you've been on top, but that one chance and that one moment in the Premier League is cruel and it's vicious. So Leeds need to get on it, and they're reacting with 3 changes now.
Yeah, those 3 changes. Lucas Mecha on for Joel Peru. Daniel James comes off for Harrison. and Gruev on for Ampadu. They are the changes as they look to roll this. The whole front three has been changed now for Leeds United as they look desperately to try and find a way back in. It's Jack Harrison making a Leeds United appearance back from a 2-season long loan at Everton. 1 goal in his final 50 appearances for Everton. That was a goal against Wolverhampton Wanderers in March. Ball cleared upfield by Lucas Perry. And again, Beto giving the ball away so cheaply. I mean, maybe you could get a job as a striker coach up at...
This has nothing to do with abilities. This is all about just having a little bit more desire, because everything's bouncing off him. He could trap cement at this moment in time.
Well, he's not going to be out in a minute because he's going to be hauled off Tierno Barry in the next few seconds. Strout looking forward for Mecha. Mecha trying to breach the lines. He didn't get beyond King quick enough to be able to bring that down. It was just a little bit too long for him in the end. And the former Wolfsburg man who had a couple of Premier League appearances at Manchester City when he was in the youth team there. And it looks well built. Well, that was poor over on the far side from Idrissa Gueye, giving the ball away rather loosely. And he looks a little bit all at sea now. Idrissa Gueye, how old is Idrissa Gueye now? He's only 36, isn't he? Been playing in the Premier League for a long time with a brief spell at PSG. He played for Everton as in 2 spells and for Aston Villa. Down the left hand side, Goodmanson gets towards the byline. A low cross into the box is taken in by Aronson, but he couldn't get it under control quick enough. It bobbled up into the air, and well, again, how on earth they're allowed to win the ball there. It comes back to Tanaka, edge of the air, right footed volley over the top of the crossbar. Well, that was poor from Everton because they allowed that to pop around inside the box and no one got hold of it. It needed to be cleared. Someone needed to take charge. No one did. Stack got hold of it. Then it was on to Aronson. He thrust it forward to Tanaka, and that was an opportunity again for Leeds United.
Yeah, really poor from Everton. Honestly, it looks like some of these have been Space Jam. It looks like they've touched the ball and all their powers have gone.
I can't believe what I'm seeing at the minute from Everton. Like you said, these are experienced players here, and they're all at sea. The mistakes that they're making, kicking the ball out of play, they're so sloppy. And I'm so surprised. I've just seen Barry put his bid back on. I cannot believe this.
Currently Leeds 0, Everton 0. The latest odds, you can go to Ladbrokes, where right now you can get Leeds to win at 16-5. The draw is 15-8 on. Everton to win is 17-4. That's all thanks to Ladbrokes 18+. BigGambleAware.org. Jeff Stelling and Ali McCoy's back on the breakfast show tomorrow morning from 6 o'clock, reviewing all of the action. There hasn't been enough goalmouth action in this opening 90 minutes of Monday night football. We'll be here every Monday night that there's a Premier League game, including Newcastle-Liverpool next Monday night. Here's Garner down the left-hand side. His cross for Everton is spending away, only as far as Alcaraz, 10 yards short of the penalty area, in the dead centre of the Leeds United half. It's sent wide out to the right, where it's collected now by Dewsbury Hall, and then into Iliman Ndiaye, who tries to twist away from Goodmanson and tries to escape the attentions of Harrison, his former teammate. It's only half cleared by Leeds, and all of a sudden the momentum just starting to shift because the Leeds fans getting a little bit concerned as Everton grow into the game.
But also as well now, Everton has started...
Given away by Alcaraz, and it's gifted straight to Gruev. It's picked up by Mecha, edge of the penalty area, tried to flip a shot towards the far corner, no conviction, blocked. Comes back out to the left, Harrison with a cross, bounces on the edge of the area, comes to Stack, encouraged to shoot. He does shoot, takes a deflection. Did it hit a hand of Tarkowski? It might have done, that could be a penalty. He looked like his arms were away. Yes, it's a penalty, and Leeds United have the chance finally to take the lead.
And they're just looking at Tarkowski. That's a guilty man right there.
We're just seeing it again now. Yeah, it's handball. He knows exactly what he's doing there. He leans his body across. It hits him on the arm. Tarkowski knows exactly, and you could see it was guilty all over his face. As soon as he looked up, you could see it all over him. That is a penalty, and this is a massive opportunity for Leeds United right now.
Huge, absolutely huge for Leeds United against the penalty specialist Jordan Pickford. James Tarkowski hoping that the VAR will overturn it. John Brooks, it was high up on the bicep, and it did look as if his arm was not away from his natural silhouette, but he looked as if he made a deliberate movement towards the ball. Did Did he try to stop it with his bicep?
In my opinion, he knows exactly what he's doing here. If he gets away with this, honestly, to me, he knows what he's doing, but he could get away with this. It'll be an interesting one to call.
It would have to be a clear error for John Brooks to overturn it, is it?
No, it's not. Again, it's the action in which you're seeing Tarkowski. He's not coming up screaming, like feeling guilty. He's trying to say to the ref where it hit him on the arm. So for me, that is that. But again, it's all Everton's undoing. But you know what? We've got the FA Sam here, so you know they're going to look after themselves. You know that.
Well, even FA Sam thought that was a penalty.
I think it's the right call.
It is the right call.
Absolutely.
Who's going to take the penalty? Lucas Mecha has the ball in his hands. The last goal he scored was for Wolfsburg at the end of last season in his last appearance for the club. Pascal Strijk has taken penalties for the club too, and you just wonder if Mecha is holding on to the ball for somebody else.
No, he's not letting Strauch have it because Strauch's not happy. And I think the fan base is saying the same. This is a big moment as well for the new striker.
It is. Scored in his last game for Wolfsburg in May. He has the chance to score the first Premier League goal of the season at Ellen Road and put Leeds United in front. 7.5 minutes to go. Clicking over to 6 minutes to go at the end of the 90. Mecha, the new signing, steps up, right footed into the corner, and Leeds United lead against Everton and finally have the breakthrough. It's a terrific penalty from Lucas Mecha. Ellen Road was a major weapon for this club last season, and it's roaring again, and it's roaring to the sound of Lucas Mecha's first goal for the club. They needed more punch up front, and he's provided it at just the right time, and Leeds United finally lead against Everton by a goal to nil.
Absolutely love that. Love the way he grabbed the ball and said, look, I'm here, I'm having it, and tucks it away. Lovely, beautiful penalty, very confident, and nothing more than Leeds have deserved. Look, they've huffed and puffed at times, but they fully deserved this. Everton have been poor, and that is it's a great start for the new man, and this place is he's bouncing, he's rocking, and now you're going to hear the real Leeds United fans come out. Now you're going to hear it. What a goal, what a start for Leeds United.
You'd be happy with that penalty, wouldn't you?
It was a great penalty. Really, really composed. A big moment as well. You spoke about it. Pascal Struijk normally takes the penalties. He wanted the penalty, but I love that from my strikers. No, I'm having it. And then calm as you like, just fired it into the bottom post. No chance for Jordan Pickford. And again now, to me, the fact that Beto's still on the pitch, it's a sackable offence. Genuinely, it's a sackable offence. It's been awful. And now Everton have to chase it and try and do something.
I'm so surprised by this. I'm so surprised, and Beto stayed on. Wow. I'm so surprised that they've got to go for it now. I'm just surprised it took so long to get Barry on the pitch.
Tierney, Barry comes on. 36,820 inside the stadium tonight. Just a little tiny bit short of capacity, but that's going to be down to segregation, I think. It feels like a sellout, it feels like a big night. The noise, the buzz, the feel, the smell of Premier League football is back, and it's a big occasion for Leeds United. A first top flight game here for 3 seasons, and they're on the verge of a first top flight win since they beat Nottingham Forest here in April 2023. And that goal from Lucas Mecha might well be the difference. Barry is on, Alcaraz is off, and Barry, basically the Calvert-Lewin replacement really, great in aerial duels, scored a few goals for Villarreal, 6'5" tall, 11 goals in 35 appearances last season. Boy, do Everton need a goal from him now. Pressure from Mecha, the ball is cleared upfield, he doesn't win this aerial duel, Barry. And then the ball breaks in midfield and Stack commits a foul, which gives Everton a free kick on the edge of the centre circle. But they win it back again quickly. Fighting to win it was Aronson. Over on the far side, the ball comes towards Bogle, who commits a challenge. Grealish is trying to take him on. He's hardly touched the ball since coming off the bench, Jack Grealish, but he has won a foul here. 3 minutes to go.
But again, Barry's come on, linked the play, ran in behind, done more than Beto in 30 seconds. Give the ball to Jack Grealish, just give him the ball. He's shown you already, he's touched the ball 2 or 3 times. kept it, showed a level of quality. But he's got to win your fouls in this area. That's what Jack does. Got to keep feeding him the ball.
Free kick over on the far side to be taken by Kiernan Dewsbury Hall, who stands 15 yards back from the edge of the penalty area. Wide on the left is a two-man wall. Keane up from the back, it's aimed in towards the near post, it scoots all the way through to Keane, might fall to Beto, comes back out to Grealish, bobbles it into the ground, scoops up, Barry's up there, goalkeeper came out, got enough on it to send it wide towards the right, and Jai keeps hold of it, Gay back into the centre, they all fight for it, Beto gets up there, there's a header by Tarkowski, it's over the bar. There's all hands to the pump there in a moment of real panic inside the penalty area for the first time probably in the entire night, Troy Deeney, from a Leeds perspective.
Yeah, it feels like this is where Everton are at their most comfortable, being 1-0 down and having to throw caution to the wind. It's unfortunate because Beto wins the header and he's just behind Tarkowski, can't move his neck, and unfortunately just gets under the ball and it heads it over. But again, it's taken to the 87th minute for a little bit of quality from Everton from the wide areas.
Yeah, Leeds have just got to calm down here now. They've got the goal and they've got a little bit excited. They're giving away silly free kicks now. They've just got to calm down. The fans are loud, the fans are singing. They've just got to slow this game down now and try and see it out.
Well, all the talk in the build-up to the game was that Daniel Farke was under pressure to deliver. He had to get it right. Say that to him and he will staunchly defend his record. He gave a 6-minute response when someone in the press conference yesterday dared suggest that he had a point to prove. But this will go down an absolute treat. Go down a treat for the owners, part of the San Francisco 49ers group. And the owner was speaking actually prior to the game, and Aaron Lennon was pointing that out to me. He was saying about the ambition that this club has got to be a success off the pitch as well as on it. But they're going to be a success on it tonight unless there's a major turn of events here. They lead by a goal to nil, going to the final few minutes. Tanaka almost fell over, but still managed to keep possession. Aronson did fall over and he's given it away to Dewsbury Hall on the halfway line. Grealish retains possession, turns away from Aronson, runs into the Leeds United half, plays it out towards the feet of Beto. He can't hold it up. It's taken off him. Leeds have got it back again. Netcher, Tanaka, back in field. Stack, the run from Harrison down the left-hand side is a good one. He picks it up, careers forward. He's got Mitchell waiting in the centre. The cross into the box is steered away by Keane. Comes back to Tanaka. Tanaka back out to the left. Leeds still looking for a second here as we reach the 90-minute mark on TalkSport, with Leeds leading by a goal to nil. 7 minutes of added time at the end of the first half. We didn't have any in the first half, but there's space here for Gudmundsson into the penalty area, sets it back. Stack with a shot, parried away by Pickford, comes back to Bogle, blocked by Grealish, out for a throw over on the far side. They ain't finished yet.
Weirdly, the 7 minutes is favourable for Leeds. Feels like they're going to go and score again. Again, you just said it there. Jack Grealish keeping the ball, links the play to Beto, as soft as a marshmallow again, and they just come down the other end. Leeds, great strike there from, was that from
Anton Stack?
Yeah, great strike. Jordan Pickford able to keep it away, but again for Leeds now, this is where you want the game to be played. Just keep the ball in this half of the pitch.
Game management really important, and one of the things actually they were guilty of not doing very well the last time when they were in the Premier League was managing these games out, Aaron Lennon.
Yeah, and that is vital at this moment. Like you said, they're still going to score here, and if there's an opportunity, go and try and kill the game off, but slow the game down, take it into the corners, get fouls. Leeds have got to be smart here. They've got to use their brains.
And they're winning the ball high up inside opposition territory, and they're all flying into tackles. The ball is won back by Tanaka. He pokes it down the right, might come through to Stack, does come through to Aronson. Stack helps it on as the cross comes in. It's over the top of the crossbar. They almost got a second. Maybe they should have done, Troy Deeney.
Yeah, maybe. I'm just trying to think, did Dewsbury Hall just tackle Garner? I think they just tackled each other, which allowed the ball to go to Leeds. But it's gone down that right hand side again. Aronson just stands it up, and unfortunately for Stack, he can't get it over it. But it's Everton now having to be told by David Moyes to kick it long with in added time. It's a really weird game. Let's not take nothing away from Leeds. They've been excellent, but Everton have been so poor.
I wonder what David Moyes is going to say after the game. It was prickly before it. Imagine what he's going to be like in the tunnel. He's not going to be happy. Certainly won't be happy with this performance, and he can't be really, because they've offered nothing going forward. They've struggled to get into the game, and now they're behind and going to lose away from home again. Tanaka, who's won the ball back Metcher allowed to link the play too easily, no pressure on the ball. Anton Stack comes forward, gives it to Harrison. Harrison moves towards the edge of the area, reluctant to put the ball in. Maybe sensibly keeps hold of it on this near touchline. Tanaka travels forward. It's a big gap to run into, so he does, and that hit the hand, didn't it? That hit the hand of
like handball
Idrissa Gana Gueye on the edge of the penalty area. Referee didn't give it. The ball goes out of play. Tanaka's got cramp in the back of his right calf. They're going to make a change here anyway, and Tanaka's coming off for Longstaff, but the atmosphere is good, as you would expect at this stage of the encounter. I think he was on the floor supporting his body, and when your arm supports your body as you fall, it's okay, Troy.
What rule is that under, son? 13BA.
I'll tell you what you should do. Listen to the Men in Black podcast that we've just released on TalkSport, and you'll get all of the answers to all the questions that you will ever have. Tanaka off, he's had a good game, hasn't he?
He's been excellent, yeah. And just going back to your podcast, I prefer to listen to Adrian Durham talk about Peterborough.
Tanaka's had a really good game, by the way. He was brilliant last season for Leeds, and I was interested to watch him today because it is a level up, and he's been fantastic. Like you said, Everton have been poor, not got near him, but he's really good performance.
He's set the press as well, hasn't he? He's been the engine. But again, this is where Longstaff being brought in now. It's perfect. It's a like-for-like replacement. We look at Everton, the changes that they make, it's system, it's identity changing. So I think for Leeds, they've done all right so far, and this is one, especially when you've just come up. It's a great one if you can win it.
Absolutely. First 3 points on the board. And a clean sheet to boot as well, which again was another Achilles heel for them when they were last in the Premier League, away by Pascal Straub. Ball out over on the far side. It's collected by Grealish. He wants to draw Aronson onto him, plays it infield, then gets it back again from Dewsbury Hall, sends it to Garner. Garner's got to get it into the box here if they're going to get anything from this game. It's aimed towards the far post. Barry went towards it, bounces on the edge of the area. Stack, who's been impressive, manages to get it clear. He then engages with Tarkowski, goes out for a throw-in. We've played nearly 5 of the 7 minutes that have been added at the end of the game, and Leeds United just having to do a little bit of defending late on. It would be a travesty really if Everton nicked a point from this game, but they still might. Goals away from home were a real problem last season. Grealish into the box, tries to steer it forward. It's away by Bogle. He manages to get it over the halfway line. Back it comes in from Dewsbury Hall, helped on by Barry, looking for Beto. Down goes Rodon inside the penalty area. It's going to be a free kick. I think
Rodon just bought that. I think he bought that.
Yeah, I think he took cramp, hasn't he?
He went down with cramp, and the ref blew that for Beto. Yeah. But listen, Leeds have earned that little bit of fortune throughout the day. Again though, just that distinct lack of quality from Everton in the final third. This time Jack Grealish putting in on that right foot, just wanted to feel it in there, make Leeds defend, hit the first man again.
It was a good opportunity then. They had all the big boys up. O'Brien had stayed up, Keane had pushed forward. He's just got to, like you said, he's just got to clip that in. Like you said, Jack's probably a little bit rusty at the minute. He has actually been quite good on the ball when he's come on. He's offered a little bit of quality, but like I said, Everton have been really poor this evening.
50th game in charge in the Premier League of a football team for Daniel Farke, and is he going to get a win on the board? They've been few and far between for him, but this is the perfect start for Leeds United. Bogle clattering into Grealish, the ball's still loose. Metcher putting pressure on Keane, he's causing Keane problems. He's won the ball off Keane, he's given it into Longstaff, who gives it back to Aronson. Down the right, Metcher is fouled by Keane in the left full-back position. That's going to be a yellow card, I think, for Michael Keane. It's definitely going to be a free kick in the 97th minute for Leeds United down the right side of the penalty area, and Metcher's done brilliantly since he's come on, Troy. Just exactly what he needed to do.
Excellent centre forward play there, because he lets Michael Keane think he can get it, just nudge it away, then leaves his leg there to get taken out. They should keep this ball in the corner for the next 30 seconds now, Leeds.
Yeah, they've just got to keep this in the corner. Lucas Metcher has been brilliant since he's come on. He's held the ball up, he's put himself about, he's ran the channels, he's got the goal. Brilliant cameo performance by him today. Really impressed by him.
David Moyes stalking the edge of the technical area, furious. He's had his head in his hands. He's been furious at some of the decisions. He's been gesticulating wildly. He looks a man with a scowl. Daniel Parker absolutely delighted. He's just waiting for the full-time whistle to go. So are the Leeds United fans. There's 37,000 of them in here tonight, desperate for that whistle to go. A first Premier League win on the offing. They're keeping it down by the corner flag. They played it against the Everton defender. It's gone out for a goal kick. Jordan Pickford is urged to get it forward quickly. We played 97 minutes and 30 seconds. He blows the whistle though, the referee. I predict a riot. Welcome back to the Premier League, Leeds United. This is why they wanted to be here. Nights like this, when Ellen Road is thumping and the Whites are picking up 3 points in the best league in the world. They embrace in the middle of the pitch. They jump into each other's arms. They know how significant this first 3 points of the season is. Lucas Mecha helping Leeds get off to a flyer. They join Sunderland, Liverpool, Tottenham, Manchester City, Forest and Arsenal in posting opening day wins. Daniel Parker has the lowest win rate for any Premier League manager who has taken charge of 50 games, but he will cherish this one. It's absolutely special. David Moyes is barracking the referee. He's furious about something. He ain't happy, not at all. It's a sticky start for the Toffees. They'll hope to be better at their brand new stadium on Sunday. They might still be short on numbers. They were short on a lot more tonight. Full time at Ellen Road, Leeds United 1, Everton 0.